Hi friends, my name is Sarah. My channel is Handmade by Sarah W. And here I primarily talk about cross stitch. Welcome to Flosstube number 45. I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad to be back after 2 weeks. I've got a lot to show and I'm excited about it. I always get excited to come and talk to you about cross stitch. So grab some stitching and hang out with me for a little while. I'll tell you what I have for you today. So I've got a stitch finish that I fully finished, and I have 3 other stitch finishes and 3 whips to show, and a smalls exchange that I participated in. I can talk to you a little bit more about that. I did talk about it in my last video, and now the exchange has happened, and so I can tell you all about it, and it was so much fun. So first off, I just want to say thank you for being here with me today. If it is your first time, welcome to my channel. My name's Sarah. I live in Alabama. I love to cross stitch and I love to talk about cross stitch. So if you like to talk about that too, you are in the right place. And I hope that if you see something you like, you will consider subscribing to my channel. For those of you who are already subscribed and come back and hang out with me time after time, thank you so much, and thank you for always leaving me messages. I love them and I try to get back to everybody, and it just warms my heart. And a couple of things, I am feeling so much better after being sick. I had the flu and pneumonia. I was coughing on my last 2 videos. I don't think I'll cough at all this time, but now watch me cough now that I've said that. But I'm feeling a lot better. Also, I keep failing to give an update on my ankle. So I had had an accident back in September where I fell and I messed myself up really bad. I broke one of my leg bones, dislocated my ankle, and really messed up my ligaments and tendons and all those things. And so I couldn't walk at all or put any weight on it for months. So I'm doing good. I'm still in a lot of pain, but I am getting around a lot better now. And, you know, it's just something I have to live with for right now, I guess. I guess my surgeon says that I'll be in pain for a while. So I'm just trying to make the best of it and do what I can and rest when my body tells me to stop and put ice on it or whatever. So elevate it, you know, all the things. So I'm doing good. And it's, you know, I've had a really busy week, but a good week. And I'm excited to show you what I've been working on for the past 2 weeks. So let's just get right into it. And I'm going to show you, I'll show you first my fully finished thing. So I've shown this in several videos. I had been working on it. This chart is Noelle Corbinat by Reflet de Soie. And I finished stitching it and fully finished it. So I'll go ahead and show you. Ta-da! I love it so much. I think it looks so great in this frame. This is not a frame that I can give you a link to or anything like that. This was a thrifted frame that I got probably back in, let's see, it was 2010. So I've had it for 15 years. And it just worked out perfectly. So I did paint it when I got it a long time ago. And I love it because I did have it hanging on a wall in my old house or my last house, whatever. And I haven't used it in a long time. So this was the perfect stitch to put in it. And I stitched this on a 20 count fiber on a whim in the color Moonstone. And I did a little bit of a conversion. Some of the colors, because I used all DMC, but some of the called for were, they were just a little bright for me, and I wanted to kind of change that up a little bit. So I did, and I'm just very happy with how the end result turned out. And I really, really love this frame with it. So I love it so much. So that is my fully finished object for the video. And all right, So let's move on to my stitch finishes. So, I'm gonna have to just show you a picture of one because I do not have it in here with me. But this is by Brenda Gervais and it's called 'Tis Spring. And so I'm gonna just pop a picture of my stitch finish here. And I stitched this on a, let's see, I believe, was it on this? Yes, it was a 20 count fiber on a whim in the color Hazelwood. I used one strand and I used some of the called for fancy floss, some DMC. You know, I just was pulling a color, one color at a time because I do like to color complete. And I just was making it work as I went. It's so cute. I love it so much. All right, another spring stitch finish that I have this is also by Brenda Gervais. And I did use all the called for colors on this. This is called A Rabbit and a Rose. Rabbit and the Rose. I can't remember. I'll have the chart up here. But here is my finish. And I did this on an 18 count fiber on a whim in the color Cream and Sugar. So cute. No, I think it was 16 count. Yes, it was 16 count and I actually used 2 strands. I don't do that very often. I don't really like to stitch with 2 strands, but when I started this, I started with the blue color and I started with these big X's. And so you see, those are large. I'm on Aida, so I was over 2. If it was on linen, it would have been over 4. So it was like double the size of a regular X. So when I started with that with 1 strand, I just thought, this is not the coverage that I want for this. I really like a lighter coverage a lot of the time. Like I do use 1 strand a lot, even on 16, definitely on 18 and 20. I would never do 2 strands on 18 or 20, but I don't know. I just really wanted that really, really good coverage on this. And so I just immediately switched to 2, and that's not my favorite to like while I'm stitching it, but like look at the end result. I think it looks so good. I love it and I'm super happy with it. So I'm glad that I stuck it out and went with the 2 strands because I think it looks really pretty. It's kind of hard. Well, yeah, maybe you can see his little white tail. If I'd had some whisper thread, I would have used that. But I don't have any. I've never even worked with that. So, but yeah, I think it looks so cute. I love it. A sweet, sweet spring finish. And I know we are in spring, but the next finish that I have to show you is not spring at all. It is fall, which is my favorite. I love fall so much. But the reason that I stitch this now is because in the smalls exchange that I participated in, and I will talk more in detail about that in just a little bit, but I'll pop a picture in here to show you. My friend Michelle finished, she's Michelle Lee Quilts on Instagram. She sells beautiful project bags. But anyway, she had finished this beautiful Brenda Gervais fall stitch, and when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I need that, and I've got to stitch it, and I want to finish it just like she did and everything. So I did, and this is called A Witch in Her Garden. And so I have finished it, and here it is. So you finish it into a drum, and then I did get, let me see if I can show you. I'm sorry, give me just a second. So I got the Lady Dot Creates this orange for the top, and then I got these. This is what you do for the bottom, so I'll paint it, and that'll be such a cute finish. And then I also got, there is a spring one, a girl in her garden, and I got this for the top. So and then, you know, so that's why I got 2 of these, so that I could finish this one. Sorry, let me take this out so there's not so much glare. So I'll be stitching that soon, so, because it has sweet little strawberries and so cute. So I love that. So I can't wait to get that finished. I've never done a drum finish, so I'm really excited to try that out and learn a new finish, because I'm all about learning new things, new finishes, and yeah, it's gonna be super cute. So, okay. I think that's it. Yes, so that's it for my stitch finishes. So what I have left to show are whips. All right. So let's start with, all right, this is out of a Blackbird Designs book. The chart is called Willing Hands, but the book is called The Sewing Club. And I had started this, I want to say back in October. Did we start in October, Paula? I think we did. I started it with my friend Paula. And like I said, I am a color completer, so now not on huge, big things, but like something this size, I pick one color, I do that whole color, and then either I call it quits for a little while and work on something else. It just feels like a good natural stopping point for me, or I'll just pick up the next color and keep going. But on this one, so initially, back in October, when we started it, I had done this color, all of that for the whole chart. Well, I hadn't picked it up in a while, not because I don't want to or I don't like it, but just because then I was just like really into fall stitching, and then that moved into Christmas stitching, and then winter stitching, and now I'm in spring stitching. And I was like, if I don't start working on some of my other things, I'm just gonna keep working on seasonal things. And so I picked this one up and one other one that was a whip, and I'll show that too. But so that's kind of what made me pick this up. I thought, you know, I need to put some stitches in some of my things that I already have started, because I keep starting these smalls, and I've stitched so many seasonal smalls in there. It's making me very happy, but I'm also neglecting some of my other projects. So I picked this one up and I finished this brown color. I'm using all DMC on this, and I'm doing it on Picture This Plus in the color Wren. Let me see if the sticker, oh, it's not still on here. I think it's a 16 count, really, I do. I'm pretty sure it is. And I'm using one strand, and I personally, Picture This Plus, one strand on 16. I love that coverage, especially a Blackbird on Wren. It's just like made for it. In fact, it might even be the called for color. I can look. It might be actually. Let's see. And also this book has so many good projects in it. All right, let's see if I can find it. Here it is. The called for is, it's Heartland. So never mind. Heartland's a good color too. Yeah, I love this book. It has a lot of good projects, especially if you wanted to do like a small or like for an exchange or something. Excuse me, let me just get a little water before I start coughing again. Okay, so, but you can't go wrong with any Blackbird book, in my opinion, because it's just my favorite. All right. So I've got 2 more whips to show. All right, so one of them, okay, And this is in a beautiful bag that I got from Painted Leaf Co. And it's so pretty. These watercolor hearts. This is holding a project called Happy Hearts. And this is by Birds of a Feather. And I am stitching this with my friend Sarah. She's here on YouTube as Sarah's Stitchery. And she is on Instagram as Stitchy Sarah Reads. And she and I also do videos together. Oh, congratulations, Sarah. She has 7,000 subscribers on her YouTube channel. Like, that is so amazing. And her videos are really so good. So she really, like, it is no surprise that she has that many followers. And I just love her. So anyway, we are stitching this together. And so here is my progress. So this is a little bigger for color completing. However, I did complete, well, I'll say this. So I started in the middle. I'm doing this on a an 18 count fiber on a whim in the color Milk and Honey. I love this color fabric. So anyway, really I love fiber on a whim. Like, I know most of the things that I've shown you have been on that. Also, a lot of people ask me often, where do you get all of your Aida? Because I think a lot of people maybe don't even realize that all of the beautiful hand-dyed fabrics, you can pretty much get them all in Aida too. And some people, you know, have felt limited to what they can find like in their local big box craft store. That is not this kind of Aida. Like, this feels so soft and fabulous to stitch on. I don't like a real stiff, thick Aida at all. So, and I know anyone that asks me, I tell them this, but honestly, I order a lot of my fabrics from 123stitch.com. They have a huge Aida selection. All different colors, sizes, of count, also cut sizes. So check them out if you stitch on Aida like me and you want some beautiful hand-dyed fabrics. You can, there's a lot of stores that sell, you know, online that you can order from. And so that's a good place to start. But if you'd like some other suggestions, let me know. But they are very consistent, on having a good selection. So I started in the middle on this, and I got through with all of the alphabet and then the red lines in between. And the blue color, I went ahead and just finished that out. So now I'm working on black. I don't know if I'm gonna just color complete the whole thing or maybe just finish out that top. You know, I really don't know yet, but I've been just color completing the black across the top. There are a lot of opportunities for personalizing, excuse me, in this chart. And I've gone ahead and done one, which is inside of that heart, I put a W for my last initial. So I'll be sharing my personalization as it comes along. But I love this chart. This is the reimagined one from Colorado Cross Stitcher. So it's a little bit different, I think, from the original, but I really think it's beautiful. Love it. So then I have one more whip, and then I'll tell you all about the Smalls Exchange. It's so fun. Okay, this bag, I love this bag. So my friend Lori, she's the Grateful Needle on Instagram, and she made me this bag for my birthday, and it is beautiful. I love the fabric so much, and I love the inside fabric too. It's just, this fabric is me. I love it. So what I have in here is another Blackbird, and this is called Lydia R. Cohagen. And this is another Fiber on a Whim fabric. So this one is in the color Latte. I really love this color too. I just love it. Especially all of the coffee colors like cream and sugar, latte, affogato, milk and honey, espresso. I've never tried brown sugar, I don't think. I can't think of anything else, but I love them. They're so good. So, love this. I started stitching this with my friend Joyce. She actually sent me the chart because she had purchased it twice. And she sent one to me and we started it together. She's already finished, but you know, here I am, still working. I did a little bit of a conversion just because I wanted to stitch from stash, but I think it's very true to the call for. So beautiful. I love it so much. Okay, and that's it for whips. Oh, I did want to share, because I did show this on, or I put it in my stories on Instagram, I think is where I put it, that I had gotten one of these, and I just have to show it because it's so beautiful. But I was able to get this bag from Painted Leaf Co. So Painted Leaf Co. is my friend Sarah's mother. She makes bags. Now, she had made Sarah a bag with this fabric a long time ago. But it was like a vinyl front one. But anytime Sarah shows that bag, like on her Flosstube, I'm always just like staring at it and I'm like, that fabric is so good. I just loved it. So when her mom was able to get more of this fabric and make bags, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to have one of those. Look at the inside with it, the purple. It's just so good. So I don't have a project in here started yet, but I did put a chart in here that I thought I might want to start at some point soon. And I thought, well, this is a great bag for this project. This is by Hands Across the Sea, and it's called Ann Thomas. It's beautiful. I did buy all the DMC floss. So I have the entire DMC collection, but okay, so here's what I do. When it's a smaller project, I don't pull typically all of the threads out and have them all in one bag. Like, I just don't keep my DMC spread apart like that. Like, I pretty much keep the whole collection together because I have drawers. I have the Bisley drawers and they're all on bobbins. But for something that's big like this project that's going to be in this bag for a while, typically I want to have the floss in here. So I just went ahead and got all of the floss and I will put them on floss drops and put them in here. That's what has kept me from starting. I just don't have it all fully together and kitted up yet. But once I do, I think this is the perfect bag for that project. All right, so I wanted to share here it is, the Smalls Exchange. So there were a group of us, there are 7 of us, and we had drawn names, and so we all knew, like, I knew who I had, but I didn't know who had me, and nobody knew who each other had, you know. All of my friends live in the same state, and I am here. Like, they're in Ohio, I'm in Alabama. So they all got together in person to do the swap, but I had to be on FaceTime because I don't live up there. So they all got together, went to a store, a cross stitch store, to stitch together. They all got some things framed, and I was on FaceTime and got to participate in the swap. I had so much fun. It was my first Smalls Exchange I ever did, and it was so fun. So last time I did show what I stitched, but I'll go ahead and share it again. So the friend that I had is Allie. She is AllieCat13 on Instagram. And I stitched Sweet Summer Come Again by Blackbird Designs. And I chose this one because we all love to stitch strawberries. And we had all really been talking about strawberry stitching coming up. And so I love Blackbird Designs. And when I saw this chart, I really wanted to stitch it for her. And then I had the idea of putting it on this wooden salt cellar. And initially I was just gonna do the top, but then when I realized I could take part of the little needle roll that's in the chart and put it inside, that's what I did. And so I love my finish. I'm gonna do it for myself. So when I do it myself, I'll be able to hold it up and show you, but I can just show you the picture now. So, oh, and I can also show you a picture of what everyone stitched for everybody. So I'll put that in here too. But the stitch that I received is so sweet, so special. It's so me. I could have just cried when I opened it. And so my friend Karen, she is Benton Station Crafter on Instagram. And this is what she stitched for me. Is that not me, number one? The colors, the blue house, the flowers, the fabric color, like she knocked it out of the park. If she was trying to do something that was me, she did that. And I love it. I love it so much. Oh my gosh, look at that house. Is that not so sweet? It says Needleworker House. I love it so much. And it's this soft back and the chenille. She did such a good job. I just absolutely love it. And it will just be displayed in my house all the time. And I love it so much. Thank you, Karen. We had a really good time. And so I'll insert a couple pictures of that. But anyway, so I wanted to just share that and share what I've been working on the past couple of weeks. And it was great to catch up with you. Please like and subscribe my video, leave me comments. I did want to mention one thing. So I try really hard to get back to all the comments. Sometimes I will get a comment that's asking me a question that I don't know right then. For example, what color did you use for this or that? And if I can't remember, then I'm going to have to go look it up, which is fine. I do not mind doing that. But my problem with that is sometimes I forget. So if I don't know the answer right away and I can't look it up right away, sometimes I forget that I was supposed to look it up. Or I'll forget, like, wait, what video was that on? Who said that? So if you ask me a question or leave me a comment and I haven't gotten back to you, I promise it is not my intention to not answer that. I might have forgotten or couldn't remember where to go back to answer that particular question. So I try really hard not to do that. But if I do, and if I haven't answered your question, you can always message me directly on Instagram or even email me. My information's below. That way it's directly to me and not in with a whole bunch of other comments. That way, also, if I needed to send you a picture. So sometimes people will ask me, can I have your color conversion for this chart or that chart? Always ask me for that. I never mind to share that. But a lot of times I'll just snap a picture and send it to you instead of typing it all out. And I can't respond with a picture here or on Instagram. I have to just send it. Another thing, I had several people commenting on Instagram and asking me for a link to something. And I can't, that's not, I have to send that in the messages. I don't think you can click on a link inside of Instagram, if it's not a message. I could be wrong, but I don't think it works that way. So if you ask me for a link and then I go to your profile to try to respond, and if you haven't accepted my request to follow you, I may not, like if yours is private, I may not be able to message you unless you have accepted my request to follow you. So, for example, if you leave me a comment on Instagram and say, hey, can you give me this link? And I go to your page to send that to you in your messages, and if I'm not following you, I will follow you right then. But if you haven't accepted it, I might not be able to message you yet. So just look out for that. And I just hope that I have answered every question, and just please message me on Instagram if I haven't. So that's all for today, and I look forward to seeing you back in a couple of weeks. Bye.